Hello students, our today's lecture topic is electrical machines. This is the seventh part of this video lecture series. In this part, we are going to discuss about the torque equation of three-phase induction motor. Then we will come to the torque slip and torque speed characteristics of induction motor. Then we will come to see the starting methods for three-phase induction motor. So these two things, torque slip characteristics and starting methods, are very important according to the examination point of view. So let us recall what slip in induction motor was. So our induction motor, the rotating magnetic field generated in it will rotate at synchronous speed. And suppose ns is the synchronous speed in revolution per minute, then it is given as 120 fs upon p, where fs is the supply frequency, p is the number of poles of the machine. And now suppose nr is the actual speed of the rotor, so the slip speed of the induction motor will be given as ns minus nr, and the slip will be given as ns minus nr divided by ns. So we have calculated the percentage slip and we have written nr in terms of ns. Now this nr speed, the speed in revolution per minute of the rotor's actual speed, can also be written as 120 into fr upon p. Fr is the rotor frequency. So Fr in terms of Fs can be written as Fr equals to Fs 1 minus S, where S is the slip and Fr is the rotor frequency. This can be written from this equation. So now coming to the torque equation of induction motor. For deriving the torque equation of induction motor, you need to study the losses of induction motor, the equivalent circuit of induction motor, and then we will come to some equations. But as for the first year syllabus, this is not required. So we will directly see the torque equation of the induction motor. So here you need to memorize this. So this is the torque equation for in induction motor. Here 1 upon omega s. Omega s is 2 pi into ns. Okay, this is speed in angular velocity. This is angular speed. Then this is square of the current, and this is rotor side resistance divided by slip s. So this can be written as also this some constant k, and I is s times e2 divided by under root of r2 square plus x x2 ka whole square. Okay, so current can be given as this. So the torque equation can be written as such, where this k is the constant which can be replaced by 3 upon 2 pi ns. So just remember this equation of torque. This is important. Suppose 3 is for three-phase induction motor, then this is s slip multiplied by e2 square, rotor side emf square, multiplied by r2, rotor resistance, divided by r2 square plus x times s times x2 ka whole square. Okay, and here 2 pi ns is the same omega s. So this part is constant because ns is fixed. So this, and 3 upon 2 pi is also fixed. So this part is constant k. So you need to remember this torque equation. Now suppose what is happening at the starting, this rotor is at standstill, the rotor speed is 0 at starting, there is no torque developed, the rotor speed is standstill. The relative motion between the stator flux and rotor is ns. So if n is 0, nr is 0, then slip will become 1 because this will turn 0, then ns divided by ns is 1. So slip is 1. So in this torque equation, if we put slip equals to 1, then it will transform into this. So this is the starting torque. Starting torque is this value because slip is 1. Here also slip we have replaced by 1. Now what will be the torque at maximum at, if we are, see in this equation, if we differentiate this equation with respect to s, because s is the only varying quantity, s depends on the rotor speed, slip is what, ns minus nr. So this depends on the rotor speed. So rotor speed is varying. Earlier it was at standstill, gradually it will develop some speed, it will try to reach ns, but it can never reach ns. So slip is varying. So this quantity is varying. So if we differentiate torque with respect to S, then you will come to a relation that torque will be maximum when slip is equals to R2 upon X2. So if you put slip equals to R2 upon X2 in this equation, then what will happen? In the denominator we will be having 2r2 square, and 1r2 will be get cancelled from the numerator. So what we will be getting, this is r2. Okay, so we will be getting maximum torque equals to this constant into e2 square upon 2r2. This is r2, this is typing error. Okay, now coming to the torque slip characteristics of induction motor. So as the name suggests, it is a torque and slip characteristic. So we are plotting torque in the y-axis and we are plotting slip in the x-axis. So we need to see the variation as we vary the slip, how does the torque varies. So in the starting, okay, when the slip will be varied from 0 to 1. Slip will be 0, 0 and slip will be 1. So when slip will be 0, when speed is equals to, rotor speed is equals to the synchronous speed. Okay, from this previous equation, if this is equals to ns, this rotor speed is equals to ns, then the numerator of this slip will become 0, so slip will become 0. So when the slip is 0, when the rotor rotates at synchronous speed, which is practically not possible. Okay, and from slip equals to 0 we are varying it to slip equals to 1. When slip is equals to 1, when the rotor is not started, it is at standstill position. So slip has been varied from 0 to 1. 1 will be the means highest quantity for this motoring region of the torque slip characteristic. So let us see what happens for this low slip region. Okay, this portion from 0 to some value we are considering this as low slip portion. So if S is very low, okay, in this region the slip is very low, then what will happen in this equation? If slip is very low, okay, so of the order something or near about 0, okay, not exactly 0 but something near about 0, then and we are taking the square of this quantity, means this term will also be very small. So if this term is very small, we can neglect this with respect to R2. So only in denominator R2 square will left and it will cancel out 1 R2. So then we will get that torque is directly proportional to S. So in the lower slip region, what we are observing, that torque is directly proportional to S. So if torque is directly proportional to S, then how the curve will be? It will be a linear graph. So here we can see this is a linear graph for low slip region. Now for high slip region, let us see what will be the condition for high slip region. Before that we will be seeing what will be the condition for medium slip region. So up till this point there is a linear graph, so this is low slip region. Now from here to here, this is medium slip region. For medium slip region, this quantity will be somewhat a reasonable quantity. So and squaring of this quantity, this is S is somewhat reasonable value, some middle region value, and multiplied by x2 and squaring of this quantity. So this is some reasonable quantity and this quantity will be much greater than square of R2. So this time we can neglect the square of R2. So in the denominator we will be getting S square into x2 square. So this S square can be cancelled by one S. So in the denominator we will be left with single S. So the torque will be inversely proportional to S. So in medium slip region, what happens? Torque is inversely proportional to S. So if torque is inversely proportional to S, what kind of a curve we will be getting? We will be getting a hyperbola curve. So from this region to this region, we are getting a hyperbola curve. So in the medium slip region, we will be getting hyperbola curve because torque is inversely proportional to slip. And then continuing, when the slip is very high, means slip is 1, at that time we will get to merge here. When slip is 1 means the speed of the rotor is 0. The rotor is at standstill, means we are supposed to start the rotor. So this is from this intercept of y-axis, this is the starting torque. So we have some starting torque for three-phase induction motor. That's why a three-phase induction motor is called self-starting machine, because initially it has some starting torque. So this is how the curve of torque and slip at low region, at medium region and at high slip region. Now for different rotor resistance, if we are drawing this characteristics, okay, when for some small R21, then from somewhat more R22, then somewhat little greater R23, and when the R2 is equals to X2, R2 is the rotor resistance is equals to the rotor impedance, rotor reactance at that time. So what we are observing that we are getting this different characteristics for different resistance value. If the resistance is very small, then we will be getting some starting torque like this. We are getting a small starting torque, and we are getting this maximum starting torque at very early in the slip. See here, this is the maximum starting torque, where we are obtaining this maximum starting torque in the medium slip region. So we are obtaining this quantity here. This maximum starting torque can be also called as pull out torque or breakdown torque. So this is the maximum it reaches at some slip where S equals to Sm in the medium slip region. So when resistance is small, we will get this maximum torque very earlier. When we will increase the resistance, then we will get maximum torque after some times. But the value of maximum torque for all the values of resistance will be same. So if we further increase the resistance, then also we will get some delay. And when the resistance is equals to the reactance of the rotor, then this will be the maximum torque, and this is only the starting torque. So the maximum torque can be the starting torque when this happens, this relations happen, then only. For this quantity, the starting torque is this much. For this, the starting torque is this much. And for this, the starting torque is this much. So if you increase the resistance, then starting torque will also increase, and it will reach maximum when this feature is obtained. Now coming to the torque speed characteristics of induction motor. So this is the torque speed characteristics. How speed and slip are related? See, if slip is 1, then speed of the rotor is 0. So drawing the mirror image of the previous one, इसका भी हम लोगों को mirror image बनाना है, क्योंकि slip जब 1 है तब रोटर का स्पीड 0 है, और जब स्लिप 0 है तब रोटर का स्पीड क्या है, ns के इक्वल है. So it is 0, speed is 0 here, rotor speed is 0 means slip is 1, and when slip is ns, then when speed is ns, when the rotor speed is ns, then slip equals to 0. So we have just drawn the mirror image of that. Okay, if we keep a mirror over here, then that is the mirror's image. So you can understand this torque speed characteristics by same manner. Here it will be linear, okay, then here it will be a hyperbola, and then here it will conclude like this. Okay, so this is the starting torque here, and starting torque is the highest when R2 is equals to X2. Now coming to the torque slip characteristics for induction motor for all the three regions. Earlier we have seen only for this motoring region. Now three regions are involved: the generating region, the motoring region, and the braking region. So in this motoring mode, what is given? Supply is given to the stator side, and motor rotates always below the synchronous speed. Motor can never reach the synchronous speed. Okay. First let us see what is in the y-axis. In y-axis we will be denoting the torque. In x-axis, in terms of speed, here the speed is 0 at the starting, and here the speed is synchronous speed. And if the speed is 0, the rotor speed is 0, then the rotor is at standstill, then the slip will be 1. So s equals to 1 in x-axis at this point. And when rotor speed is equals to ns, then the slip will be equals to 0. So first we will see the motoring region. In motoring region, supply is given to the stator side and motor will rotate at some speed below the synchronous speed. It will never reach the synchronous speed. This we have already discussed in the previous video. Okay, so the induction motor torque will vary from 0 to full load torque as the slip varies. So you can see this curve how it is varying. This is the maximum torque or the pull out torque or the breakdown torque. An induction motor has some starting torque, so it is a three-phase induction motor is a self-starting machine because it has some starting torque. So you can see this region, in the low slip region the torque is directly proportional. In medium slip region the torque is inversely proportional. So this is a rectangular hyperbola, and at slip equals to 1 we will be having some starting torque. Now coming to the generating mode. In generating mode, induction motor will run at speed greater than the synchronous motor. Okay, what happens if it runs at speed greater than the synchronous motor? Then it will be driven by some prime mover. Now this the rotor is rotating at a speed greater than the synchronous speed, means some extra tool is required to rotate it at a speed greater than synchronous speed. So if it is rotating as such, means we are providing some mechanical input to it. Okay, we are providing some mechanical input to the motor, and then it will be delivering, supplying electrical energy. So in this case what happens, slip is below 0, so slip is negative and speed is greater than synchronous speed. Okay, so slip is negative, so the motor will receive mechanical energy and deliver electrical energy. So this region, this generating region or induction motor is not used as a generator because it will require large reactive power. So this is not used as such in general. Okay, we avoid this because we need to give it some extra power. Now the next region is the braking region. ब्रेकिंग रीजन मीन्स वी नीड टू स्टॉप द मोटर. ओके, हमको ब्रेक अप्लाई करने, जैसे हम मोटरसाइकिल या साइकिल में हैंड ब्रेक अप्लाई करते हैं तो हमें ब्रेक अप्लाई करना है. तो हाउ वी विल अप्लाई द ब्रेक, वी विल अप्लाई ब्रेक एंड वी विल स्लो डाउन द मोटर. सो व्हाट हैपेंस इफ इन ब्रेकिंग मोड द स्लिप विल बी greater than 1. Okay, and here when the rotor speed is negative of synchronous speed, slip will be equals to 2. If you put nr as minus ns, then you will get slip as 2. So in this region what is happening, slip is greater than 1. So in braking mode, if the two leads or the polarity of the supply voltage, you change the supply voltage polarity, then motor will start rotating in the reverse direction. And if it start rotating in the reverse direction, okay, if it is trying to attain the minus ns speed, then what will happen, the kinetic energy stored in the revolving load will be dissipated as heat and slowly the motor will stop down. This kind of braking is known as plugging method of braking. Also there is one famous method of braking, that is regenerative braking. So if the load of the motor is driven with acceleration in same direction as the motor is rotating, then the speed of the motor will be increasing more than the synchronous speed in that direction. So in that direction it will act as an induction generator and it will supply electrical energy to the mains, which will slow down the motor and then the motor stops. So this type of braking is known as regenerative braking. So basically you need to know the three regions. The first region is motoring region, in which induction motor will be operated. Okay, and in motoring region we have low slip region, medium slip region and high slip region, as we have discussed in the previous slides. Okay, the induction motor has some starting torque, that's why it is a self-starting. Three-phase induction motor is self-starting because of this starting torque. This maximum torque is also known as pull out torque or breakdown torque. Then in generating region, slip will be less than 0, okay, and the speed will be greater than the synchronous speed. So at speed, when the rotor is 2 ns, the slip will be minus of 1 over here. Okay, so we will be getting a characteristic as such in generating region. So in generating region, what will happen? The induction motor will receive mechanical energy and deliver electrical energy. And in braking region, what we are doing? In braking region, we are trying to apply the brake. Okay, we are trying to stop the motor. So by two methods, by plugging method and by regenerative braking method, we can stop the motor. So how it is done? When the speed is minus ns and the slip gets greater than 1, so braking can be applied. So these three regions are very important. The torque slip characteristics is very important. Now we will be studying the starting methods for three-phase induction motor. So as we have already seen, there is some starting torque. So three-phase induction motor is self-starting. Then why we need to again put some starter and see this starting methods? Because when we start a three-phase induction motor, we get very high current. That current is 5 to 7 times the full load current. So that current can be very dangerous. So in order to protect the motor from it, we use some starting methods, and in order to maintain some good starting torque also, we use this starting method. So we will be looking at this